welcome back to another episode of Lost in Translation with Bobby Martin. I'm the producer, co-host, Sam Perkins. Today it's our first episode in the brand new studio here at WCTV in Wilmington. Bobby, welcome back. Glad to be getting this back going.
Right. Happy New Year in a new studio. This is awesome.
And today we've got a really awesome story. We got three brothers. They're from Billerica. They play for Shawsheen Tech, which is in Billerica on the Billerica-Wilmington line. It's Franck, Jevon, and D'sean Moron. They are, Franck is a senior, Jevon is a junior, correct? Mm-hmm. And D'sean is a freshman. And having three brothers as high school teammates is pretty awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Exactly. Thank you.
So just right off the jump, I'm kind of curious, like in talking with you guys, talking with your parents, and just in my head doing the math, you know, you look at like youth sports, 4 years is a pretty big difference, which is, Franck, between you and D'sean is 4 years, right?
Yeah.
You're a senior, he's a freshman. This is the first time you guys have ever all been teammates on one team together. What's that like for you guys this year?
I mean, I think it helps us a lot with the success because we obviously have good chemistry, and then me being friends with the seniors, they know, hey, these guys know what they're doing. That helps the chemistry. We have another freshman on our team. He's cool with all of us. Just all around, the chemistry is just great.
When did you guys know coming into this school year? I mean, you probably didn't know you got to have tryouts and all that sort of stuff, but like, did you guys kind of think, hey, this could happen? Because you guys not only on the team, you all get playing time. There's one game so far that all three of you started in it. But did you have an idea, like when the school year was coming, like, hey, this could be, you know, all of us getting to play together for the first time?
Yeah. We all knew it could be a possibility.
Yeah, we work hard in the off season. It was more hoping, but we had a good feeling.
There's a whole bunch of questions I have because, you know, I've gotten to know Shawsheen Tech this year, and I'm 40, so I'm way past my high school time. But, you know, people never really thought during my era of like, going to like a Tech to like have like good athletics, and the Tech's like become like a powerhouse. Football, they went undefeated, they won a state title. You guys are currently third in the state in hoops. A powerhouse season. Like, what went into each of you guys deciding on the Tech? Because you're from Billerica. Billerica has good sports as well. Like, how did that come about that you guys chose the Tech?
Me personally, I attended the Shawsheen Tech basketball camp in the summer when I was an 8th grader. I met Coach Gore, Coach Bendel, Coach Hodnett. I just really liked them. I could tell like they were genuine with helping me get to my goal of playing college basketball and possibly being on varsity that year and all that. So I just felt like they could help me the best I could.
Yeah, my 8th grade year, I was at Billerica. I played with Billerica. And just watching them, their whole team that year, they just looked like a family, and that's something I wanted to be a part of. So that really, really drove me to go to the Tech.
Yeah, for me, I've been involved with the team like since he's been there. Now he's there, so I've just been with him like my whole life. So I just want to be a part of the family, like he said.
So each of you guys made that decision independently? Like, it was each of your decision to be like, I think I'm going to go. You could have gone to Billerica if you wanted to.
Yeah. Our parents were good with giving us each like the decision to make on our own instead of like them forcing something, which was really good. I think it helped us make what I think is the better decision too.
How was you three growing up together shaped your individual identities? I mean, what do you share in common? Where are you different?
I think some of us, like, D'Sean's a little bit more outgoing than us. Like, he'll be in the room and like he'll just start talking and like being himself, like making everybody laugh.
Yeah, he gets everybody else going.
And then like it'll help like me personally, help me feed off of it and get comfortable because I don't like to talk too much.
Okay, so you're more of the introvert.
A little bit.
Okay, all right. D'Sean, you just the life of the party.
Yeah. Yeah. When he gets going, it gets him going, and then when they both get going, I'm going. So
there's three of you, and how you have a sister. How old? Where does she fall in the like order of?
She's in 7th grade.
Okay, so she's even younger. So what were the dynamics like growing up, like at home? Were you guys as younger kids, did you guys get along? Did you guys fight? Like, was it what was it? What was it like growing up together?
I mean, when we were younger, I didn't really like these two. They're always getting on me. But then, like, as we grew up, like COVID helped a lot. We came closer, and I was like, yeah, this is what brothers are. Like, it really made me appreciate them.
What lesson have each one of you learned from the other? A great lesson that you've learned from the other. Has there been any of that dynamic yet?
I've learned that to be patient.
Yeah, definitely be patient. Like, learned that a lot recently too, with like him being a freshman and getting a lot of looks and like a lot of playing time. Like, can't always be hard on him. He's gonna make mistakes and all that. And like me and Frank both made mistakes when we were freshmen, so I can't be so hard on him because I know he's gonna learn off of it. And next year, I know he's gonna have a bigger role. So,
okay, D'Sean, what about you?
I just feel like I always know to like be hardworking and all that, because I had to work like my hardest to get on varsity with them. Like, that was my dream.
So the youngest one keeps his head down and just works, and you two just boss him around when you can.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
How much has the program changed? Because I don't feel like, Frank, when you got there as a freshman, I mean, last year you guys were a really good team. You guys, I think this is looking like the best team you guys will have had during your 4 years, but I feel like the program has really grown a lot during that 4 years. Like, 4 years ago, I wasn't really hearing a lot about them, and now you look at the power rankings and you guys are third. You know, just how much have you seen the program change while you've been there?
I think that it was a lot of like getting in new guys, you know, getting a new sense of people. Like, one of our teammates, Matt Breen, big guy, he helps us a lot down low. He helps us on defense a lot. Like, he really helped change the way we play. Because before, like my freshman year, we had another big. He was like 6'5", 6'6", so he's not like 6'9". He wasn't a huge presence, but it's definitely a different.
How would you describe each of you as a player? Like, Frank to me is sort of that. The term for the position, I think almost, you know, I'm not saying like Allen Iverson, but like he kind of popularized the, like, when Allen Iverson was in college, it was like he's a point guard. And when he got to the NBA, it was like he's a combo guard.
Right. Do you guys know who Allen Iverson is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
And sure. I feel like Frank handles the ball a lot. Lucas Poirier also handles the ball a lot for you guys. But like, you're a primary ball handler, you distribute, but you also get the ball and go to the rim.
Yeah.
You know, can knock down shots big time. All three of you really can do stuff like off the dribble. And how would each of you describe yourself as a player?
I mean, I think I like to get the ball, do the best I can to either get it in the hole or get it to one of my teammates cutting down, drive, kick out, stuff like that. More of like a combo guard, like you said.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a pass first kind of guy. I see that we obviously have two really good scorers with Frank and Breen, and I know that my role as the point guard is to get them the ball. So if I'm getting them the ball, it's a good night. And if they're not having a good night, then I can still get my bucket. So, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not as much of a shooter as like some of the guys on the team. So I try to drive, kick it out, get some shots up, you know, just move the offense around.
Frank, what are your aspirations in your senior year?
Well, I'd like to take a step forward in my maturity on the court, like handling my emotions. And yeah, that, and mostly my defense, because I play good defense, I feel like, but I get lazy.
You get lazy on defense.
Yeah, I won't do the little thing because I'll think like, oh, it's just not that important. But then I go back, watch it, or a game like the other day, I did the little things, and my coach showed me like how important it is, and I'm really understanding that this year. It's helping me grow as a person.
What was the dynamic like during the preseason for you guys? You know, you're kind of sort of the most established. You're sort of fighting for a varsity spot. You're fighting for a bigger role this year. What was that preseason like for the three of you guys as everyone's sort of coming together you three are coming together for the first time?
We were in 2 fall leagues this summer and the fall, or 2 summer leagues and 2 fall leagues. So we won one of those, that helped a lot, with the chemistry, everybody working together. Everybody like D'Sean establishing what he would need to do to earn his spot and where he would have to play. Jevon had to take his game to the next level and really help us more than last year. And then it was really just me trying to figure out how I can get everybody to play the best they can. And we did pretty good. We won one of our fall leagues, and then I couldn't play in the championship game for the other one. And all these guys, all the other players on our team, the young guys, they all stepped up big. We were close, but we fell short.
Jevon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you feel as though your biggest strides can be made? Because you're in the middle. Mm-hmm. So you're listening to one and you're teaching another brother. Mm-hmm. While at the same time you have to learn your own lessons.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? I mean, what are your frustrations with that type of position in the family?
Well, I mean, so a lot of the stuff that before we played with D'Sean, a lot of stuff that Frankie would tell me and teach me, I would try to obviously absorb it, listen to it, mm-hmm. and use it, and then I would also pass that along to D'Sean. So I'm taking in information and I'm giving it out. And I think it really helps me develop as a player, Frank develop as a leader, and D'Sean develop as a player. So
where's the frustration? Do you ever get frustrated with it?
Sometimes. Because sometimes I have my own beliefs and things that I believe I should be doing on the court. Mm-hmm. And sometimes Frank tells me otherwise. And then it's just a little frustrating.
Why hoops? There's a lot of sports. Obviously, Billerica is a big sports town, but football's big. I mean, hockey's huge. But what was it about basketball? How'd you guys get into hoops, and what was it about basketball?
So I started off playing football. I was all about football. I love football. And then I was playing for Pop Warner, Billerica, and then I got injured. And then I realized, because I was kind of starting to get into basketball then, and I realized, I'm injured now because of football, so I can't really play basketball. And then it just made me realize how much I wanted to play basketball, and I just
did for you too. Did you guys? Was it always basketball, or were there other sports along the way before?
It was always basketball for me because I grew up all around basketball. I always watched basketball. My dad played basketball, so I think it really influenced me that this is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to play basketball.
Mm-hmm. I also played football when I was younger. I played football this year too for the freshman team at the Tech, but when I was younger, I didn't like football as much as I did basketball. I was playing both. And then my coach from the travel team, he asked me to come play on his AAU team. And then when I played on his team, and I liked basketball more, so I just stopped playing football.
Let's stay on this for a second. As basketball players with football mentalities, does that help you when you're out on the basketball court? I mean, so when you go from a football field to a basketball court, on a football field, of course, you've got more spacing, right? So did this help you on a basketball court with a more confined space, but with the attitude about, with the physicality of the game and things like that?
Yeah, I was more physical because of football. That really helped me.
Especially as a freshman, right? Because you got all the older guys trying to beat on you, see how tough you are, and you're not giving up. Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay.
Tell me a little bit about Coach Gore. I really got to know him this year, and he was just so awesome and embracing of us here, doing videography work for the team. And he was just, I can't say enough about how awesome he's been to us. So what's he like as a coach? Because you said that made a big impression on you, deciding that you wanted to go to Shawsheen Tech, was from doing the basketball camps and all that sort of stuff. What would you say about Coach Gore as a coach and about the coaching staff?
Well, first off, I want to say he's a really great guy. He always stays honest with me, and I really appreciate that. He's hard, but he's also he's in the middle of hard and caring. So I really, really like that type of coaching. And I really appreciate, because he told me first off freshman year that he'll never be with the BS. He'll always tell the truth to me. And no matter if it's going to make me mad, happy, whatever, it'll always be the truth. So I really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, no matter what, he's hard on us day in and day out, but it's for a good reason. I mean, he was hard on us all the beginning of the season. Now we're doing good. And even outside of basketball, great dude. He's always there for you. He's always supporting you. Academics. He's always asking about academics. He's really a really good coach.
Yeah, he pushes us, but he also cares for us. He just wants us to succeed. He knows our potential and all that.
What was the team, when the team came together preseason, did you guys have a goal? Did you guys say this is our goal this year? Or are you willing to share what the goal is at this point as a team?
Going into it, like our first preseason game, we were like, all right, let's feel it out. Then after a couple, we were 3-0 in both leagues. We were like, all right, we have a real chance at winning the league this year, winning state vogue, maybe even making at least going past the first round like we did in other years in the state tournament. So that's really our goal, to like, go as far as we can in the state tournament.
So what are things that people don't know about going to a tech school? Like, I think people, unless they experience it, they have like preconceptions or stereotypes or whatever. I was talking to a girl who does a lot of photography work. She's a student for you guys at one of the games. And I was like, oh, why'd you choose a Czech? Because she's from Wilmington. And I wasn't saying it like negatively at all. It was just like, I'm genuinely curious, like, what is and she was like, oh, well, I want to be a lawyer. And they have like a pre-law sort of track at the tech. Yeah. That's, to me, when I was growing up, that was like unheard of for like a tech school to offer all that sort of stuff. What for you guys, what would you say it's like being a student at the tech?
I think because we all did the 1 year at Billerica in 8th grade. So that the difference between that 8th grade year and my first 9th grade year, but like they really care, the tech really cares about how you're doing, staying on you about doing your work, making sure you don't get into bad habits soon as a freshman. So I think that's really good. And like you said, the business program, that's really good too. It helps you with your goal of, people say you can't go to college. You can definitely go to college even if you're not in business. Mm-hmm. The school will help you, get you into the classes, get you the credits you need, get you the online courses you need to make sure that you can make it to college and succeed in your goals.
Yeah,
so,
I think.
Explain to me 1 second before you answer. I want to hear your answer. I'm unfamiliar with a tech school. So what's the difference between a tech school and a high school, or I guess a regular high school? Is that how it was said?
So I think traditionally, and like things have really, because when I was on the website, the tech offers so much programming. You have your standard classes, you know, all your different stuff, but they offer a lot of, if you are someone that wants to go into like a trade, okay, you can sort of start getting an education in a trade as well. Yep. But it really seems like, especially at Shawsheen Tech, that like people are on all different tracks. There are people that it's like, no, I want to go into HVAC or something like that. Mm-hmm. And people that are like, no, I'm literally in the business program because I want to go to college and like I want to be on a business track when I get to college. So they've had a lot of athletes in recent years come from the tech, go play a college sport. So like it's really, it really seems like pretty well-rounded experience. You're your senior year, so it's sort of decision time. Do you have aspirations of playing in college, and what are the two of you guys? I mean, D'Sean's just starting out, but like, are you guys thinking about the future at this point too? I'm curious about all three of you, what your sort of goals are, or aspirations post high school.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to play in college. I've been texting with a few coaches, trying to just get myself out there. Coach Gore has helped me a lot, sending out game film, talking to his different connections, just trying to get me noticed, basically. So that he really helps me.
Yeah, I would definitely like to play college basketball, and this year, I think this is a good year to start, like trying to get yourself out there. So I've been posting like clips that I have of just me playing, like highlights, all this, and really trying to get myself out there early so I can get noticed earlier.
Yeah, I'm trying to play college basketball too, but I'm only in my freshman year. That could change by the time I'm a senior. Yeah,
you definitely enjoy the journey, not trying to have you look past it yet, but it's like, you always wonder, because some kids, when they were freshmen, they know exactly what they want to do. Yeah. I didn't know what I wanted to do until, even as a senior in college, I still didn't really know what I wanted to do. It took me a long time. So tell me about your guys' parents. I've seen them at like every game, they're there, home, away. Just tell me about what they've been like during your journeys through sports.
Very supportive. Absolutely. They're every single game, home, away, AAU games that are far away out of state. They're always there no matter what. And we have a bad game, we have our heads down. They're always there to pick us up, tell us that move on to the next game, stuff like that, like put the last game in the past.
I'm very grateful that they're my parents because they help push me. They're honest with me. I really, really appreciate the honesty. And then they help get us everywhere that we need. Like we have, at one point, I was in Pennsylvania. He was in New York for AAU tournament. And they're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go here with him. You're going to send me scores every time, and then you go with him. And they really care, and I appreciate that a lot.
That is awesome. So what are some of the things that you take from both your mom and your dad that help you in, I'm going to say this the best way I can, in your culture, as far as the youth culture with learning how to handle, some anxiety that you may be having or something like that, because I'm sure you see it with your friends. But I think that, having both parents definitely helps you control a lot of situations a lot better than some would. What are some of those things that they stay on you about that may be areas that they see, you need some help in?
Really just like not letting people get to you, control your emotions.
Okay.
Stay level-headed. Don't get too happy. Don't get too angry. Things like that.
I agree with you, Frank.
Yeah, and they really stay on our grades and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, our mom's on there every day. She got the threshold. If I get over one of them, she gets the email and she calls me right away.
Okay. All right, so mom's is on it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, one of you mentioned that your dad played basketball somewhat, at least, and he sort of introduced. What sort of a role did he take in you guys with the sport? Because you said originally you were like football. So it seems like he wasn't just like, even though he played, like, no, you got to play basketball. Did he kind of let you figure out what you wanted to do athletically?
Yeah, when we talked to him a while ago and asked him, we were just asking him if he'd let us play basketball and if he was going to force us and stuff like that. And he said he was never going to force us. He was going to, so he played basketball, so he obviously influenced us. And if we didn't want to play, he wasn't going to be mad at it. And if we wanted to play, he was going to support us through it all.
I feel like that's something that I just... So my dad was like that, and I lost him when I was a teenager, but he was amazing, and he was a college athlete. Basketball was his sport. I didn't get his height, unfortunately, because he was close to Bobby's height, not quite there, but he never like forced me into it, and I feel like that's something that so many parents... I think I want to assume that most parents all genuinely want the best for their kids. That's why we become parents, But they just, I think, don't really realize that giving kids like that control over it makes all the difference in the world. Like forcing a kid into something. I saw so many parents burn out like really talented kids because they're just on them, forcing them. I always go back to this quote that Bobby told me probably a decade ago now, which is like, when he was talking about players that he trained, he's like, you can't want it more than they want it. You can't be the one that's like, no, we got to get in extra reps early. You got to get up early and get your training. You got to be in the gym. You got to be lifting. It's like, you got to give them that knowledge, but then ultimately leave it up to them, because it's like kids, it's like so many parents I've seen just burn kids out because they're just pushing them too hard. And I'm not here that's like, tell everyone you're going to be an NBA player and that you're, and it's all sunshine and roses, like be real with them. But I think leaving it up to kids to get that own fire is so important, I think. So that's really nice to hear about that.
Yeah. And he left it up to us. And then when I was trying to play football and that was something I wanted to do, instead of just like letting me do my own thing, he would actually help me with that and like make sure that I actually fully see it through. I want to choose it.
I think that's a really great outlook that your dad has. I mean, I think you three are extremely lucky, or I should say four, including your younger sister. You're extremely fortunate to have parents like you do, because I've seen a lot of young men and women without direction. I'm interested to know what you think about this, and because I want to try to talk to your generation a little bit. So you guys are at, I would call it a crossroads, because there's a paradox that you have, right? On one hand, you've got more access to information than ever before. But on the other hand, all the, I would say, social psychologists and everybody like that say that there are more mental health issues in your generation than ever before. Now, I'm not sure if I believe that. I just think that they've been able to do the research behind it, or they wanted to do the research. But what do you guys feel about that? Because on one hand, there's a lot of responsibility right? With all that, they say it was like Peter Parker and Spider-Man, right? Or Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. So now you've got this power to advocate for yourselves. How do you guys think that you can continue to grow and learn how to advocate better for yourselves? Because they're saying that you can't handle the tough stuff.
I feel like it's definitely different with each person on what they can handle. Because me personally, I know that I can handle like working towards something. I can take that criticism. I could take people being like hating on me. I could take all that. But then someone else might be where they break, and that's completely okay. I understand that. So I think it's completely different between every person.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it varies on every person.
If it varies with every person, do you see in yourself an ability to be a different type of leader, knowing that someone that you may be playing with or someone that you may come in contact with doesn't have that capability? How do you figure out how to lead those type of individuals when you know you may be a little bit stronger in one area than they are?
It's definitely about getting to know that person. Like getting to know people on your team, getting to know how they think, how they play. Then me as a captain, I can help lead them, know how to speak to them directly. For instance, he's my brother. I can be a little harder on him, and he knows like it's not coming from a place of like hatred and like just straight anger, like not trying to help him. He can see through that and see where I'm trying to help him, what he needs to do, and we'll be fine after that.
What you just did was give a great answer. That was a public service announcement. All of the young kids out there who are trying to figure it out. I'm just going to say, job well done, mom and dad. Job well done.
Does it creep into your mind at all yet that like this is a really special thing as far as getting to play together, and also like you only have however many guaranteed games left you have, at this point, and there's the VOC playoffs as well as the state playoffs, so it's like you're guaranteed at least one playoff game in each of those. After that, nothing's guaranteed. What are you guys feeling at this point in the season about, like, Frank, this is it for you in high school sports, and I know you have aspirations for beyond. You're certainly good enough to go play, to find somewhere to go play. Bobby knows I've been around the game long enough to be able to assess if someone can play at the next level or not. It's amazing, but it's never quite the same as high school. And so, like, there's something really special about your time in high school and being a high school athlete, and these kids that you go to classes with every day and you grew up around a lot of, and like for you guys, especially being three brothers and having this experience, are the games, is the practice and pregame and games, is it feeling any different now that you're getting towards the sort of really special experience you guys have had together?
It feels like this year, every moment like matters more. Like it like hits deeper. Cause like before, like last year, when we're playing, I'm like, okay, I got another year. And this year it's like, oh, this is the last year. And not only with sports, like with my family, like I was scrolling on Instagram the other day and I saw this thing. It was like, this is the last year for a while that I'm going to be living with my siblings and my family. And I was just like, wow, yeah, I can relate to that. And it kind of sucks.
What did both of you guys feel? Because I've seen footage of when D'Sean scored his first varsity points. It was the first varsity game. As older brothers, I'm sure you guys, there's plenty of moments when the youngest brother especially annoyed the hell out of you growing up.
Yeah.
But there's also was definitely obviously some pride in that when he scored. Like, for you two, before I asked D'Sean, what was it like getting the first varsity bucket? But for you two, what was it like seeing your younger brother get his first varsity bucket?
Definitely very special because day in and day out, we've worked with him on just moves, like getting better and all this, and then to see him translate that into a game that we're also playing in, definitely very special.
Yeah, I felt like a sense of, like, I was very proud of him because he plays with us all day, every day in the summer. He asks us where we're going, when we're playing. I was just proud. I felt happy for him that it finally paid off and like we can get this thing rolling now. Like, you're gonna get more and more. So I felt really proud of him.
D'Sean, so my question is to you. You worked really hard with your brothers, but there's still that moment that you feel right? They may have felt something, but when did you feel as though that moment that said, you know what, I'm here, I deserve this? What moment was that for you?
Probably just when I got my first bucket.
Got that first bucket, huh?
Yeah.
Now, how many points did you score that game? Did you continue going after more, or were you just satisfied with the first
I either
bucket?
had 3 or 5.
Okay, all right, so you were looking for more.
Yeah.
Was the first basket, it was the and one though, right? Yeah.
And
It was-
one,
yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
It might have been a charge.
Well, it looked good. We got the video up of it and everything, so.
Flex?
Yeah. But
Okay, all right, okay.
So,
There's the play.
I'm curious, because everybody wants to be the best at everything, but is there anything you guys agree on that is each of your maybe one aspect of the game that you are the best at? You know, is there something, Frank, that you think D'Sean is the best out of the 3 of you at, or Jevon is the best out of the 3 of you at? Like, you know, there's so many different facets of being a guard in the game of basketball. So I'm curious, is there anything that you feel like each of you guys, that's like you are the best out of the 3 of you at?
I don't know if I'd say the best out of the 3, but these 2 are definitely probably better defenders than me for sure. On ball, at least. I think off ball, I got them.
Do they give you shit about it?
Oh, they don't. But coach beat on me.
Yeah, I think out of us 3, I think Frank's the best shooter. Yeah.
yeah. Jevon runs the offense the best out of the 3 of us, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Javon's definitely the point guard out of us 3 for sure.
Is there anything you guys think you see with D'Sean? So it's also like he's a freshman, so it's hard to like gauge that.
Yeah.
You grow and you mature so much from freshman just to junior and then senior year. But is there anything that you look at him and you're like, when all is said and done, I think he could be the best at this?
I think that because I was a freshman on varsity too, so I definitely think that he's probably more talented than I was when I was a freshman, which is obviously a really good start for him to be better than us.
So I'm interested to know from each one of you, who are your favorite players? Who do you try to pattern your game after?
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Definitely
okay.
Kyrie Irving.
All right.
Probably SGA.
Okay. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. All right. Okay.
I like Bones Highland.
Bones Highland. Wow. Good answer. Okay. All right, man. Nobody in any other generations? I mean, it's just these guys right here. Okay, but I get it.
I
The
grew up with
game's,
I
Kyrie.
get it.
the game's changed so much, man. How many things, even just from when you were playing, I mean, when I was playing, are now, they were a blatant travel, and now it's just like,
Oh,
people I'm seeing, and I'm like, wait, he changed his pivot, and it's like, no, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man, it is crazy to me how much it is changed, you know.
So I'm going to take the position of probably a coach. The game has changed, yes, but the responsibilities in the game have not. You still got to pass. You got to rebound, right? You got to play D, right? You got to play D. You got to do all those things, you know, just to show that if you're trying to show a college coach, you know, because I try to tell the young men and women like you, I said, look, if you're trying to go to college, the college coaches have gone through the ringer. And if you think that those coaches don't expect the same type of effort from you, then you're mistaken. Now, it does seem like that you guys are you guys are on the way, okay? That you have a chance. And it's not just a chance to play, but it's just a chance that whoever you're looking to search for your services are going to respect what you do. You know,
I will definitely say effort's never lacking from them. So that's definitely something that's
awesome.
that's not lacking. I'm curious, you guys, what do you think for you guys is the key to really having some sort of a playoff run and just getting whatever your guys' ceiling is as a team is reaching that ceiling this year? What do you think is the key for the team?
Staying level-headed and trusting our coaches that they'll put us through the right stuff to get us prepared for anything.
D'Sean, I just wanted to share with you how lucky I think you are. Okay, because I don't have any brothers or sisters, all right, but I do understand what it's like to be a freshman. Getting a chance to play varsity. When I was a freshman, I had asked my coach, because I was a freshman, I was making a lot of mistakes. But I asked him, I said, look, can you please put me in with the older guys? Because, he would put me in with, some kids on the JV team, maybe 2 kids from the JV team, and I'd get in there and I'd just mess everything up. But when he started putting me in with the older players, I was able to make my mistakes, but also be able to grow, and score a couple of baskets because the other team was concerned about the seniors and the juniors, right? So I just want to say that you are in such a fortunate situation right now. Soak it all in because you're no longer a freshman. Now you're going to be going in there next year. Your big brother's not there. Well, one of your big brothers isn't there, and the pressure is going to mount, right? So just be grateful for what you're learning now, man, and just keep soaking it up.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It was really awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
That was great. Thank you.
I think the plan is for Bobby to be part of the play call on Tuesday night's game that we're broadcasting.
I can't wait. I can't wait. What is Frank doing? Oh, my goodness. He's playing no defense.
So I will say, two of the most impressive plays, and you wouldn't think of this as a guard, twice against, was it Lowell Catholic at home? Frank had chase down blocks where he pinned the kid on the backboard from behind.
So you went LeBron
and he had turned.
He picked my pocket.
They both. He sort of he got his pocket picked, or it was a pat. Kid took the ball, went the other way, and so many players would just put their head down or whatever. And he just chased him down and just pinned it against the backboard twice. So it was,
I would have called it.
I'm looking forward to it.
This will be fun. I can't wait.
So thank you for joining us, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Awesome.